Good evening. As we speak, our nation faces a multitude of challenges.
One of the issues we've been mulling over at the Institute for Policy Studies is the state of the progressive movement under the Obama administration. Now, as progressives, I think we're in a very precarious situation. For many years under the Bush administration, we were on the outside, but now we find ourselves trying to strike a balance between trying to put the much-needed pressure on a president who's moving further and further away from his campaign promises and closer to the center and to the right, and at the same time taking advantage of the opportunities that are now afforded to us with somebody who's now allowing us access to power. Unfortunately, there's been a certain amount of complacency and debilitation in the progressive movement. We haven't been able to have enough collective strength to even go after simple issues like the Wall Street bailout, single-payer options, economic reform, and two unpopular wars. Sadly, it seems a lot of organizations and key players in the progressive movement have lost their voice and have succumbed to either, well, he's better than Bush mentality, or, well, at least we're getting invited to the White House giddiness. But the real question becomes, what do we do once we're in the White House? Do we completely lose our voice in fear of sounding too much like we're attacking Obama like the right wing? Or do we become a mouthpiece or just a cheerleader for the administration? Or is there another option? At the Institute for Policy Studies, we have decided to use an inside-outside strategy. We've decided to build pressure from the outside using key activists to push for change, and at the same time use an inside strategy that brings the information directly to policymakers in Congress and in the administration. This strategy has led us both to the White House and to the streets, and we continue to forge really important relationships with very dynamic social movements, such as the peace movement, the environmental justice movement, economic reform, and the very exciting work between arts and politics. So while the hope of yesterday have been supplanted with the political reality of today, we invite you to continue to look to the Institute for Policy Studies for our research, writing, filmmaking, and social media as we take on these issues.